Long ago, a nine-tailed demon fox appeared, crushing everything around it with its immense power. A group of shinobi emerged to protect the village from this fearsome attack, and among them was a great ninja who was capable of sealing the monster's power. However, in doing so, he had to sacrifice his life. This ninja was known as the fourth Hokage. He managed to seal the beast within the body of his infant son, and thus our story with Naruto begins. Naruto is a mischievous and lonely child attending the village school. There, his teacher, Iruka, scolds him severely for ruining the village's Hokage statues and for failing the graduation exam the previous year. Iruka warns him not to fail again this year, adding that the transformation test is up next and every student must pass it to move forward. Sakura is the first to try and successfully transforms into a copy of the teacher, passing the test. The students go one by one until it's Naruto's turn. He, however, transforms into a girl, enraging Iruka, who then decides to punish him by making him clean the Hokage statues. Naruto accepts the punishment, saying it doesn't matter since no one's waiting for him at home anyway. This response moves Iruka, who tells him that once he's done, they'll go out for ramen together. Naruto is thrilled by this. After Naruto finishes his work, they head to the ramen shop together, and while eating, Iruka asks why Naruto ruined the Hokage statues. Naruto replies that he knows they honor the Hokage, who were the strongest ninja in the village, especially the fourth Hokage who saved the village from a giant fox. But Naruto declares that this doesn't matter. One day, he will become the Hokage, and the greatest one at that, so that everyone in the village will finally accept him. Iruka is pleased by what he hears, and they continue their meal together. The following day at school, it's time for the graduation exam, and Iruka calls each student to perform the cloning technique. Naruto gets nervous since it's his weakest skill, but he gives it a try, though he only manages to create one poorly functioning clone. Mizuki, another teacher, suggests to Iruka that despite Naruto's failure, he has a strong body and could master the technique with a bit more training, so he should pass him. However, Iruka insists that since all the other students managed to create at least 3 clones, he can't let Naruto pass. Naruto is heartbroken and watches his classmates celebrate their success while he sits alone on a swing, listening to everyone speak badly of him. As he sits in sorrow, Mizuki approaches him and invites him to talk, taking him somewhere private. Mizuki tells Naruto that Iruka isn't purposely picking on him, but Naruto questions why he's the only one who failed when he desperately wanted to graduate. Mizuki tells Naruto that if he truly wants to graduate, he'll reveal a powerful secret to him. Later that night, Iruka is lying in bed, reflecting on Naruto's sad expression, when suddenly, Mizuki knocks on his door, urging him to go quickly to the Hokage's office because Naruto has stolen the village's forbidden scroll. The village's shinobi gather before the third Hokage, with one explaining that the scroll is a closely guarded village secret, originally sealed by the first Hokage. If the scroll leaves the village, it would be catastrophic. The Hokage instructs them to find Naruto and bring him back immediately, and the search begins, with Mizuki among the pursuers, secretly planning to kill Naruto to claim the scroll for himself. Meanwhile, Naruto is alone with the scroll, attempting to train from it. Iruka eventually finds him and questions why he has the scroll. Naruto explains that Mizuki told him where to find it and said it would help him gain power and master techniques. Iruka is shocked, and suddenly, they're attacked. Iruka shields Naruto from the blows, getting injured. Naruto is confused, wondering what's happening, until Iruka warns him not to give the scroll to Mizuki, explaining that it's filled with dangerous, forbidden techniques and that Mizuki only wants it for himself. Mizuki, however, tries to persuade Naruto by saying that Iruka doesn't want him to succeed and is hiding the scroll's true power from him. He then reveals the secret that everyone in the village has been keeping from Naruto. He is the nine-tailed fox, the Kyuubi that killed Iruka's parents and destroyed the village. Mizuki adds that everyone despises him for this, including Iruka. Iruka recalls the third Hokage telling him how everyone avoids Naruto, which drives him to act out so people will acknowledge his presence. Naruto feels anger and confusion, and when Mizuki attacks, Iruka jumps in to shield Naruto again, taking a severe hit. Naruto asks why he protected him, and Iruka responds that they're alike. He explains how he also lost his parents in the war against the Kyuubi and struggled alone through school, just like Naruto. He apologizes, saying that if he'd been more understanding, things might have been different for Naruto. Mizuki mocks Iruka, claiming he's lying to trick Naruto into giving up the scroll. Enraged, Naruto flees with the scroll, and Mizuki assumes that Naruto has accepted his words and is out for revenge on the village. Iruka, however, defends Naruto, stating that Naruto would never do that. As Naruto runs through the forest, Iruka catches up, urging him to stop and assuring him that Mizuki lied. But before he can explain, Naruto attacks him and grabs the scroll, only to realize it's actually Mizuki in disguise. The real Iruka appears from behind a tree, having seen through Mizuki's trick. Mizuki taunts Iruka for protecting the very boy who killed his parents, but Iruka, refusing to let Mizuki Mizuki take the scroll, declares that Naruto is not the Kyuubi. He is Naruto Uzumaki of the village of Konohagakure and Iruka's favorite student, someone who gives his all in everything he does. Moved by Iruka's words, Naruto steps in and warns Mizuki that if he lays a hand on Iruka, he'll defeat him. Using his newly learned shadow clone technique, Naruto creates multiple copies of himself and attacks Mizuki, overwhelming him. After the battle, Naruto tells Iruka that he may have overdone it a bit, and Iruka is awed by how skilled Naruto is, even considering that he might one day be the strongest Hokage. Iruka then tells Naruto to close his eyes, and when Naruto opens them, he sees Iruka tying the village's headband around his forehead, officially marking his graduation. Iruka tells Naruto that once they return to the village, they'll celebrate together with ramen. The next day, Naruto went to meet the third Hokage to hand him his graduation form. He told him that the form was very important. Before he could finish, a small child ran in and tried to attack the Hokage, but tripped before he reached him. The child got up and said, "Who pushed me? It must have been Naruto." Naruto was about to argue with him when one of the teachers stopped him, explaining that the child was Konohamaru, the third Hokage's grandson. Naruto replied, "I don't care who he is," and went to hit him. But the teacher took Konohamaru away and told him, "You're the grandson of the third Hokage. You can't skip your training anymore. Don't you want to be the fifth Hokage? If you want that title, you need to train hard." Before the teacher could finish his words, Konohamaru ran off, and the third Hokage thought, "This boy is never going to grow up. This is the 20th time he's tried to attack me like this." Meanwhile, Naruto was walking in the street when Konohamaru, trying to sneak up on him, was caught every time. Konohamaru said, "You're really good at finding me out. I'll be your follower, and you have to teach me every technique you know. I want to beat my grandfather." He then declared, "You're my new leader." Naruto, happy with the title of leader, agreed. They both continued walking down the street. As they walked, Naruto explained, "In order to use any technique, you need to learn how to control your chakra." Konohamaru replied, "Yeah, I know. It's the energy in the body. This energy gathers from the cells in your body and becomes denser the more you train. After that, you gather it, form hand seals, and you can execute any technique." Naruto responded, "You don't know anything. You're just reading from the scroll in your hand. To truly master chakra, forget all the theoretical stuff. You need hard work and courage. I'll train you seriously, so get ready. But for now, try to use the transformation jutsu." He pointed to a girl in the street and said, "Transform into her." Konohamaru tried but failed. They kept trying to use the technique on different girls, but every time they failed, and Naruto got hit. When people realized Konohamaru was the grandson of the Hokage, they started insulting him. But Naruto told him, "It doesn't matter. You can transform into a girl to fool the old man, but you need a little more practice. Then you'll be able to beat him." They kept training, and after a while, they rested. Naruto asked, "Why do you want to beat the Hokage so much?" Konohamaru replied, "No one calls me by my real name. Everyone just calls me the Hokage's grandson. No one sees or acknowledges my true self. I can't take it anymore. That's why I want to be the Hokage now." Naruto responded, "Who would recognize someone like you? The Hokage title isn't as easy to get as you think. If you want to earn it, you have to defeat me first." Meanwhile, the third Hokage was standing before the statues in the village when Iruka arrived. Iruka told him, "I was with Naruto yesterday at the ramen shop. He told me he wants to become the strongest ninja and have the whole village recognize him. He was so happy." The third Hokage replied, "That's a tough dream. As you know, the villagers who fought the Kyuubi 12 years ago know that the beast is sealed inside Naruto. I made a rule that no one should ever mention it, and anyone who breaks this rule will be punished. That's why the children don't know anything about it. This is Naruto's only hope." Before the fourth Hokage sealed the beast inside his son, his only wish was for the villagers to see Naruto as a hero, as the one who saved the village. But unfortunately, no one sees it that way. Everyone tries to avoid Naruto. These feelings have been passed on to their children, so Naruto remains rejected by everyone. But when people hate someone and refuse to acknowledge their existence, they always become stronger. At the same time, Ebisu, who was responsible for Konohamaru, found him and Naruto together. As soon as he saw them, he said, "Konohamaru, come with me. If you really want to be Hokage, you need to train properly." He tried to drag Konohamaru away, but Naruto used the clone technique and created many clones of himself. He transformed into a girl and easily defeated the teacher. Afterward, Konohamaru was upset and said, "I couldn't defeat the teacher. How can I ever become the Hokage?" Naruto responded, "It's not that simple. The Hokage title belongs to the strongest ninja in the village. I've had many struggles in my life too, but after all that, I found someone who recognized me. That person was Iruka. You need to be ready. If you want to become the Hokage, you'll go through a lot of challenges. There's no shortcut to get there." Naruto left, and the third Hokage, watching everything, said to himself, "Naruto is right. They both still have a long way to go before becoming true ninjas. The next day, Naruto woke up and started having breakfast, then got dressed and prepared himself. On his way, he found Konohamaru hiding, who came out and said, "Face me now." Naruto replied, "Sorry, I don't have any time. I have to go to the meeting now because, from today, I'm a real ninja." He rushed off to the academy to attend the meeting. At the academy, Naruto was sitting next to Sasuke, the only survivor of the Uchiha clan, who was admired by all the girls in the class. Naruto felt annoyed by him and stood there staring into his eyes. He was just about to turn back to his Their teacher Iruka entered the classroom and announced, "Starting from today, you're all real ninjas. You're now at the genin rank. From now on, you'll be grouped into teams of 3, and you'll complete missions under the supervision of your assigned teacher." Iruka began announcing the teams, and when he got to Team 7, it was Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke. Naruto was shocked and asked Iruka, "Why do I have to be with someone like him?" Iruka replied, "The truth is, Sasuke is the top student in the class, and you're the last. That's why we're trying to balance the team." Sasuke then told Naruto, "Don't get in my way or hold me back." They all left the classroom, and Sakura kept running after Sasuke, who she admired. She said to him, "Naruto, who's in our team, is useless. He's just a weak boy because he grew up without parents, which is why he only causes trouble." Sasuke told her, "You're very annoying. Stop following me all the time." Meanwhile, the third Hokage was with Kakashi, showing him Naruto's room, and told him, "You'll be in charge of Team 7, the team with Naruto and Sasuke. You're the only one who can handle them properly." Team 7 gathered in the classroom, waiting for their teacher, Kakashi, who was the only one running late. Naruto said, "Since he's late, I'll set a trap above the door." Sasuke responded, "There's no way a Jonin-level teacher would fall for a trap like that." Just as Sasuke finished speaking, Kakashi opened the door and fell into Naruto's trap. Sasuke thought to himself, "How is this guy a Jonin?" Kakashi then took them up to the rooftop and said, "To start, I want each of you to introduce yourselves." Naruto went first, saying, "My dream is to surpass the Hokage and make everyone in the village acknowledge me." Then Sakura introduced herself, but all she cared about was Sasuke. When it was Sasuke's turn, he said, "I hate a lot of things, and I don't like anything. My dream is to restore my clan's honor and to find a certain person and kill him." Everyone was shocked by his words. Kakashi then said, "Starting tomorrow, we'll begin our missions. Tomorrow, you'll have a survival test." Everyone was confused, and Kakashi laughed, saying, "I'm not going to tell you any details about the test, but I'll tell you that out of 27 groups, only 9 graduated under my supervision and became genin. That means your chance of failing and going back to the academy is 2/3. Tomorrow, I'll decide who passes and who doesn't. Bring your ninja tools, and we'll meet at 5 a.m. They were all very nervous after hearing this, and no one wanted to fail the test. Before leaving, Kakashi gave them one last piece of advice. Don't eat breakfast before you leave your house. Then he walked away. The next day, Team 7 gathered on time, waiting for Kakashi, who arrived very late. He told them, "Today's test is to grab these 2 bells before noon. Whoever fails won't get to eat lunch. I'll tie them to a post, and I'll eat in front of them." Sakura asked, "Why are there only 2 bells?" He replied, "Because one of you will inevitably be tied up, and that person will be excluded from the mission and sent back to the academy. You're free to use weapons to attack me, but you won't get the bells unless you fight me." Sakura said, "But isn't that dangerous?" Kakashi replied, "In the world of ninjas, the one who complains the most usually has no skill. That's why we don't need any failures with us." As he finished his sentence, Naruto pulled out his weapon and charged at Kakashi. But Kakashi immediately countered Naruto's attack, redirecting his weapon toward him. This was the first part of the Naruto anime. If you are excited to see the rest of the story, just get down to the comments and show me your enthusiasm. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications to get all the new videos. That's all for this video, and see you next.